would like to welcome our conquistadores from the class of 2021. We sure had missed you, and we are excited to share some exciting news with you. A lot has changed, however. Our Board of Trustees and district leaders continue to work with local, state, and federal health authorities on the current condition of COVID-19. The safety of our students remains our top priority, and I want to assure you that we continue to keep our campus clean and safe as more seniors plan to return face-to-face instruction after spring break. Your senior class sponsors have worked tirelessly to ensure you have a memorable senior year, and we are excited to see all of you at your senior sunrise this Friday. We are excited to share that you will have a traditional graduation in June. However, the date, time, and location will be announced later as we continue to monitor the pandemic. We look forward to seeing many of you, as we conclude your senior year, filled with traditional activities and memories to last a lifetime. Thank you for entrusting us in making sure your safety is our number one priority. As always, we are one family, one destiny.
Hello, my name is Marta Piedra. I'm one of the counselors here at Valle High School, and today I'm going to be discussing the graduation requirements and the program No Senior Left Behind. Buenas tardes, soy la señora Piedra, una de las consejeras aquí de la Escuela del Valle. Hoy voy a discutir los requisitos de graduación y el programa Que no se quede ningún graduante atrás. The requirements can be found in the student handbook or on the district website by searching graduation requirements. Los requisitos se pueden encontrar en el manual de estudiantil o en la página del distrito buscando requisitos de graduación. Here we have the number of credits needed for graduation. We need a total of 26, and there's 4 for English, 4 for math, 4 for science, 3.5 credits for social studies, half a credit of economics, and 2 credits of the same foreign language, 1 credit for PE, half a credit for health, half a credit for speech, 1 credit for fine arts, and 5 credits for electives. Aquí está la lista de los créditos que se necesitan para graduar. El total son de 26 y son 4 de inglés, 4 de matemáticas, 4 de ciencia, 3.5 de estudios sociales, medio crédito de economía, 2 créditos de idioma extranjero, 1 crédito de educación física, medio crédito de salud, medio crédito de discurso oral, 1 crédito de bellas artes y 5 créditos de electivos. Other district requirements are that the student must take the PSAT test. More than likely, your senior took it as a sophomore. Also, they are encouraged to take the SAT, the Scholastic Aptitude Test, or the American College Testing Assessment Test, or the ACT. These are college aptitude tests that will help us identify the student where they would be placed at the college level. Also, seniors are required to complete at least 1 college application. And the 4th requirement is that they should complete 80 hours of community service. This year's graduating seniors' hours have been waived. Otros requisitos del distrito para graduación son que el estudiante tome el examen PSAT y los graduantes probablemente tomaron el examen en el grado 10, pero si estaban programados para este año, se les perdonó. También se les alienta al estudiante a que tomen el examen SAT o ACT. Esos son 2 exámenes de aptitudes académicos para el colegio. También se requiere que el graduante complete una aplicación de admisión a algún colegio o universidad. Se le alienta al estudiante que por lo menos completen 3 para tener mejores oportunidades de ayuda financiera. También se les requiere que completen 80 horas de servicio a comunidad, pero este año se les perdonó para la clase del 2021. Otros requisitos, continuando, es que pasen los exámenes estatales de biología, inglés 1, inglés 2, álgebra 1 y historia de Estados Unidos. También tienen que completar un cuestionario antes de graduación que se llama Senior Survey. Y para más información puede comunicarse con el consejero. Y es importante también decir que en una iniciativa como campus es que los graduantes terminen la aplicación de ayuda financiera este año. Other requirements that are needed are that they need to pass the end of course exams, the biology, English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, and US History. Also, seniors must complete the senior survey before graduation. And if you have additional questions, please see your counselor. And also, it's important to note that as a school initiative, all seniors are required to complete their federal financial aid. And because the financial aid is a requirement, we ask our seniors to upload a screenshot of the email they received from the FAFSA, where it says that their application has been completed successfully. Como es requisito que completen la aplicación de ayuda financiera, les pedimos al estudiante que tomen una foto del correo electrónico y lo suban a su aplicación de Zello. También, como es requisito que hagan una aplicación a un colegio o universidad, tienen que subirlo a la página de Zello y le tomen una foto a su tablero de Apply Texas. So students are required to upload a screenshot of their college application also to Zello, and they can use their Apply Texas dashboard. So No Senior Left Behind is a program comprised of the following entities: counselors, the Go Center specialist, the testing coordinator, and assistant principals. We monitor on a weekly basis the grades, attendance, if they've lost credit due to excessive absences, end of course exams, E2020 placement, that they've completed their college application, and their financial aid. So el programa de que no se quede ningún graduante atrás es un programa donde los consejeros, con ayuda, el apoyo del especialista del Go Center, la coordinadora de los exámenes y los asistentes al director, monitoreamos los grados, las ausencias, si han perdido crédito, los exámenes estatales, si tienen cursos pendientes en el programa E2020, o si han subido las aplicaciones de colegio o ayuda financiera. This is a senior failure notice. This is one of the letters that we send at the end of each 9 weeks, but we've also sent it during progress reports. And so if you receive a letter for your senior, it's because whatever is checked off or identified in this letter needs to be addressed by the student and the parent. So we do ask that you contact the counselor for more information. Esta es la carta que les hemos mandado a los padres de los estudiantes, los graduantes, si hay alguna cosa que está pendiente, ya sea que estén reprobando clases o tengan cursos pendientes en el E2020. So, si reciben una carta así, por favor, les pedimos que se comuniquen con el consejero para más información. Aquí está la lista de la información de los consejeros para que se comuniquen con ellos, ya sea por correo electrónico o por teléfono. Here's a list of the counselors' information so that you can contact them either by mail, email, or phone number. And we do assign our students by alpha. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Good evening, parents, and thank you for joining us for the Valle High School Senior Night. We will now go over attendance and loss of credit. My name is Daniel Gutierrez, Assistant Principal, and I'm joined here with Ms. Fino, our counselor.
Buenas noches. Estoy aquí con el señor Gutiérrez y vamos a repasar todo lo que es relacionado con las faltas y los créditos.
Very important. To start off, we're going to talk about the loss of credit key. This is how many absences your student will have before they lose credit. Now, we do have two numbers here. We have 90% and 75%. This is important because if your student falls below 90%, so between 90% and 75%, then they can restore credit with a principal's plan and making up loss of credit hours. If your student has an excessive amount of absences and falls below 75%, then they will lose credit, and they must meet before an attendance committee to have an opportunity for credit to be restored. So during the fall of 2020, 8 or more absences lost credit. 19 or more absences required attendance committee approval. For the spring of 2021, 12 or more absences will be considered loss of credit, and 27 or more absences will require attendance committee approval.
Aquí tenemos dos números. En el otoño del 2020, si los alumnos tenían 8 más faltas con 90% o 19 o más faltas con 75% de haber pasado las clases, pasaron las clases, pueden restaurar esos créditos. Pero ahora, en este semestre, si tienen más de 12 faltas o 27 faltas, con 75% de haberla pasado, no solo van a tener que hacer horas, pero van a tener que pasar con el comité para que les diga qué es lo que tienen que hacer para restaurar esos créditos.
So here's the difference between the fall of 2020 and the spring of 2021. This whole year is senior year, but they are divided into 2 semesters, and each credit is calculated independently. For the fall of 2020, there was no face-to-face learning option available. We only had a hub. So since students couldn't go from class to class, the district and the committee did allow us to restore credit due to extenuating circumstances under the following guideline. Guideline 5, Students' Academic Record, FEC Local Policy. So pretty much what this means is in the fall of 2020, if they passed the class, the district did allow us to restore credit. So if they passed the class, the district did allow us to restore credit. In the spring of 2021, we now have a face-to-face option. Students can go from class to class. So that means credits will not be restored under extenuating circumstance. Passing a class is not enough to restore credit. Seniors will need to make up time owed through Reading Plus reading lessons. So seniors, if you lost credit in the fall and we restored credit or are restoring credit, then consider yourselves lucky, because in the spring of 2021, passing a class is not enough.
Aquí tenemos las diferencias entre el semestre pasado, del otoño, y el que estábamos ahorita. El semestre pasado no teníamos la opción de venir a la escuela, y por esta razón fue que si los muchachos perdieron crédito pero pasaron sus clases, les dimos sus créditos, los restauramos. Pero ahora, como tenemos la opción de poder venir aquí a la escuela, no vamos a tener esa misma oportunidad. Los muchachos van a tener que pasar la clase, pero no solo pasarla. Si es que pierden el crédito, van a tener que hacer las horas con el programa Reading Plus y van a tener que ir con un comité para decidir si podemos regresarles sus créditos.
Very important, seniors here and parents. Here is our attendance clerks. Here are our attendance clerks, their emails, their phone numbers, and you can see per last name what alpha they belong to. So it's very important now. If you need to excuse an absence and you went to the doctor and you have a doctor's note, please email the attendance clerk. The attendance clerk is the one that can clear the absence. Please call the attendance clerk if for any reason you need to excuse an absence. Here are their phone numbers, here are their names.
Aquí tenemos los nombres de las señoras que están en la oficina de atendencia. Si es que hay una falta, por favor, háblenles por teléfono. Aquí están sus números. También pueden mandarles un correo electrónico. Si faltan sus hijos a la escuela y hay notas médicas de por medio, por favor, mándenselas para arreglar todas las ausencias lo más pronto posible.
Remember, here at Del Valle High School, we're your biggest advocates. Our attendance clerks are your biggest advocates. Our counselors are your biggest advocates. We will continue calling and sending text messages until you are in good standing to graduate, even if we are annoying. So some things, last minute things to take away from this presentation. Remember, any more on the 12th absence, you will lose credit for a class. Please email and call the clerks in case an absence needs to be excused. And then lastly, if you lost credit for the fall and you haven't made it yet to come sign the contract, we will not restore credit for the fall until you come and sign the contract. So please, you can call any of us here and come and sign your contract. Thank you.
Estamos aquí todos para ayudarles, para servirles. Las señoritas de la attendance office, los assistant principals y las consejeras. Pero por favor recuerden que para graduación no más de 12 faltas por clase. Por favor, hablen o manden un email. Y si perdieron crédito en el otoño, en el semestre pasado, necesitan venir a firmar el contrato. No podrán hacer las horas para recuperar créditos si no han venido a firmar el contrato. Gracias.
Good evening, seniors and parents. My name is Yasmin Villa, one of the counselors here at Del Valle High School, and I will be reviewing Edgenuity, our computer program also known as E2020, for credit advancement and recovery. Credit recovery is issued when the student has failed the class. Counselors remove an elective to make room for the E2020 class in their schedule. If a student needs all their classes on their schedule, then after school E2020 will be assigned to the student. Attendance is taken, so it is very important for the students to report to class after school. The student is then registered for the class and issued a contract so that the lab manager registers them for the class that they have failed. The most important thing is that they have to work independently. Students must complete the E2020 class with a grade of 80 or better and with 100% completion, unless students have accommodations. Because it is credit recovery, the E2020 grade will be entered as a 70 on the student's transcript. The last chance to enroll students that are failing is during the third 9 weeks. This is district policy. So if a student is struggling in their current classes, they must reach out to their teacher for help. But seniors, here are some E2020 strategies. Remember, to get ahead on your lessons, you don't have to just log on during your class time. You can do E2020 after school and on the weekends. Remember, if you have multiple classes, you do need to finish one first before moving on to the rest. If you're allowed to retake tests, please contact your lab manager or teacher to open up the test so that you can make the 80 or better on your class. Set a schedule for yourself. Have a daily goal on what you reach. For example, maybe 5 to 10 lessons a day or an hour a day or more, so that way you can stay on track. And ask for help. Reach out to your teacher or your counselor if you encounter any issues. The E2020 program issues reports so that lab managers and counselors can monitor the progress of students. This is a real example of a student progress report that they're currently taking. The class here that they're taking is English 4A because they have failed the class the fall semester. But even though you see a 31.7, the system is telling us that the student is actually ahead because they were registered in January of this year. So since they have the target date is the last day of school, they are ahead in their class. But they do have a 78. And here we track why did they get such a low grade when they just started, and it was that they did not pass one of the tests. So this is what I was indicating, that you can talk to your lab manager and ask if you can retake any tests, so that way the grade is, it's a passing grade. Even though the target date is the last day of school, if you have multiple classes, you don't want to solely guide yourself on this, because you do need to finish this class quickly before you move on to the other class that you need to recover. The following report is a session log. Session logs break down the time a student is actively participating in E2020. It also shows the idle time, so if the program is on, but the student is not active. The student is ahead because, as you can see, here is your class, here is the time that they log on, and this is the time they spent in the class. So depending on when they were scheduled, you see here that it's only 26 minutes. They spent 24.22 minutes on the class with idle time less than 2 minutes. And you can see the breakdown of the entire week and even the activities that they've completed. So of course, if you're setting your goal higher, then you do need to reduce your idle time because you do want to stay active completing all your lessons. Now I'm going to move on to credit advancement. For credit advancement, again, this is if a student needs a class, has never taken one, but needs it for graduation. The same as credit recovery, the student is registered for the class and must work independently. Same for the grade. Student must complete the E2020 class with an 80 or better and 100% completion unless receiving accommodations. But what's different is that since credit advancement, they've never taken the class, the transcript will have the actual grade the student earned on E2020. And just like district policy, the last time we can enroll a student is before the fourth 9 weeks. The important thing to remember, seniors and parents, is that E2020 is self-paced and students must work independently. It is a computer program, so students need to be motivated to successfully complete the class on their own. Failure to complete the class can result in the student not graduating. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please reach out to your counselor. Have a good day.
The scholarship search can be challenging, but only at the beginning, and that's because the Ysleta ISD district has provided the opportunity to search for scholarships in an easy and user-friendly manner. You can access this information at scholarships.yisd.net. Again, scholarships.yisd.net. The web page allows you to see information related to the title of the scholarship, the day that it is due, and it is organized by the due dates. Let's take a look at the Ysleta Education Foundation Scholarship, due February the 28th. By clicking on it, the eligibility criteria will appear. Then the student may click on website and further information is shared so that the student can apply. It's very important to keep in mind that the due dates are exactly that, due dates. So it's very important for the student to get their application in on a timely manner. Another item that I like about this webpage is that additional scholarship resources or web pages can be found. And as you can see, we have very useful information which is shared by the companies such as Big Future, Scholarships 360, Colleges for Texans, FastWeb, etc. Please make sure to take time to go through these to see if there are any other scholarships that are different from what is shown here. The Raise Me Scholarship information is also found here, and students can apply as early as 9th grade and continue applying through senior year. Students may earn scholarships for certain institutions by earning certain grades, participating in particular school clubs or sports activities, volunteering, and much, much more. Please make sure to take a look at the Raise Me Scholarship opportunities that is available with participating colleges and universities. Another item that I like that the Ysleta district offers is the Peach Jar information. Peach Jar provides schools with the opportunity to advertise school-approved digital flyers to parents. You can access this peach jar at Ysleta ISD by typing in peach jar space YSD on the Google search bar, clicking on the link, and allowing it to take you to the peach jar information. Once there, you may click on the Del Valle High School here. Information that the school would like to share with students and parents is provided with relation to events occurring, deadlines coming up, or any other webinars or necessary information for students to know. The last item that I'd like to discuss tonight is the Go Center Google Classroom. The Go Center Google Classroom is maintained by our Go Center specialist, Ms. Julie Rodriguez, also known as our College Admissions Advisor. You can access this Google Classroom with the following Google code: WD65, the letter O, Q7. This Google Classroom has very useful information such as scholarship opportunities, deadlines, announcements, videos, and recorded sessions that are useful to both students and parents. This Google Classroom has been available to students or seniors since the end of their junior year, May, June, so that they could get an early start on their scholarship process. We hope that this is useful information and that our students continue to utilize all these resources.
Welcome, parents and seniors. My name is Ms. Julie. I am the Go Center Specialist here at Del Valle High School, and I will be discussing FAFSA, which is the Financial Aid Application and Award Letters. So the actual FAFSA application opens every October 1st, and this is important to note because your student will need to renew their application in October every year. We've had several virtual days and nights throughout October, November, and December to help support on how to complete the FAFSA application. The priority deadline is January 15th. Something to note is to review the student aid report in order to check for accuracy and make sure that everything is correct on there. The state mandate for the class of 22 is requiring that every senior complete their financial aid application as a high school graduation requirement. At YISD, our policy is for the class of 2021 to complete their financial aid application. Can you still apply for FAFSA? Absolutely. The website to do so would be www.fasfa.gov. There are several videos that I've uploaded onto my Google Classroom, and they are in Spanish and English. One is how to create an FSA ID, which is what you need in order to log into the actual application. And the other one is to complete the actual FAFSA application. I also have a PDF on there where it goes slide by slide on how to input all the information. But if you would rather get some support face-to-face, we are having some face-to-face meetings Wednesday, March 10th and Wednesday, March 24th, 4:30 to 6:30 to help you complete the FAFSA application. We would like for you to already have your FSA ID created so that the student can just log into the actual application as soon as they get here. Please bring the 2019 income tax and all W-2s and Social Security cards. So in order to fulfill the high school graduation requirement at Del Valle, we need the student to upload their email from FAFSA saying that their application was processed successfully. So a few weeks after they complete and submit their application, they receive an email from FAFSA saying that their application was processed successfully. That email needs to be uploaded onto Zello, and Zello can be found through Clever once the student logs into their YISD account. They go on to the FAFSA lesson and they scroll down to the bottom and upload by attaching that email. And then that's how they fulfill that graduation requirement. Since all of us have, the counselors and myself have access to that Zello account. So what happens once you submit the FAFSA application? Well, once the application is being processed, you may need to fix and make some corrections. And you'll get an email from FAFSA saying, hey, this doesn't sound right. Can you go in there and look at it? Or the social security numbers didn't match up. So if that happens, the student has to immediately go in there and fix everything. So then if they do get processed successfully, the student gets an email from FAFSA saying that they can review their student aid report. This is really important for the student to do because even though the application was processed successfully, that does not mean that everything was inputted correctly. For instance, sometimes a student will put that they have already completed a bachelor's degree, which will make them ineligible to receive any financial aid Pell Grant money. So those little things can hinder your application. Now, once your FAFSA is processed, it gets sent to all the schools listed that the student either applied to or was wanting to apply to. That college from that office, financial aid office from that college, then processes the application, determines how much money the student will receive. So then there's a process that's called verification that some students get randomly selected for. And so each college has their own process on how to complete that verification process. It's very important that the student create an account with each of the colleges that they apply to and follow either through email they get notified or on this portal that their FAFSA application was chosen for verification. They need to fill out the 2021 verification form, which basically lists all how family members and employment status. The student signs, the parent signs. Some of this may be done electronically, but for some colleges, you actually have to print out the form, sign, and then scan it and email it back to the financial aid office. If the student did not, or the parent did not connect to the IRS retrieval tool in order to transfer all their information from their income tax, then the student may be required to submit a tax transcript for the 2019 taxes. And the only way to get that is through the IRS. This can take a few weeks to get in the mail, or if you have to make an appointment and go in person downtown. So that this is why it's important that the student follow up on all emails and through the colleges that they've applied to make sure that if this is what they need to do, that they get this information as soon as possible. If the parent worked but didn't file taxes or worked in a different country, they may also have to provide proof of how much they earned for the year. Now on to award letters. So what is an award letter? It's actually the breakdown of the cost to attend the college. It's also the breakdown of money that is being offered by the college. So this helps to determine if you can actually afford to attend that college. And that's how the student decides what college is most beneficial to them. This is why it's important to apply to more than one school and send your financial aid to more than one school so that when you get your award letters, you can compare and see what is most beneficial to you and your family. So after receiving, when will you receive your actual award letter? Well, the colleges and universities actually began processing the applications right after the priority deadline. In the state of Texas, that's January 15th. So that students that submitted their FAFSA application in October and November, then they'll start seeing their award letters in February. And those students that completed their FAFSA application after January 15th, then sometimes some of the colleges actually don't have the award letters ready until right before the fall semester begins, which is not recommended because you really don't know how much you're getting until you see that award letter. So this is a sample of a UTEP award letter for this year. It has anything that says grants is free money. Work study is where you can work, the student can work on campus, and the federal government pays for their wages. It's tax free also. And then there's the loans. So the student actually has to accept or decline these loans, so they have to be careful when they go into their award letters. This is a sample of a Texas Tech award letter, and here they actually do the tuition and fees, the books, and the miscellaneous stuff, housing, all that stuff is right on top. And then the middle is all the money that's being offered, whether it be a scholarship, Pell Grant, or loans. So the thing that I ask students to really focus on are tuition and fees, books, housing, and meals. But even the housing and meals and books can differ according to what dorm the student selects. So usually the college will select the higher end, meaning the apartment style living instead of dorm living, which can be significantly less if they go towards the dorm living. So how do you turn in an award letter? You would need to upload it to Zello and under the award letter assignment, or you can email it to me, Miss Julie, at jrodriguez184@ysd.net, or email it to your counselor and they will forward it to me. It is part of the senior clearance. So if you start sending your award letters now, then that's one less thing you have to do during senior clearance and you don't have to wait in a long line. So, and that's always helpful and nice. This is the information to counselors in case you need to contact them, and to myself. I appreciate your time and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, seniors. Let's talk college applications. Remember that college applications is one of your graduation requirements. Remember that by district policy, every senior must submit at least one college application. But we know here at Del Valle, it's best practice to submit 3 college applications. What we recommend you do to submit your 3 required applications is first of all to apply at EPCC. We know that EPCC offers 2-year programs where you can then transfer to any university of your choice. You can also select any of the certification programs that they have at EPCC. Some of them are diesel mechanics, welding, pharmacy tech, and many, many more. You can also apply at UTEP. It's our 4-year university here in El Paso. And the third one, you can choose a college out of town that has the field that you want to study. We all know that Applied Texas is a one-stop shop. It's it's a website where you can submit one application and then you just copy it and send it off to as many schools as you want. AppliedTexas.org is the website for Applied Texas. First of all, you create an account. You get a username, a password, and all that kind of stuff. And you start off here with Get Started, create your account, and submit your first college application. It's very user-friendly. It'll take you through the prompts. Once you finish with your first college application, it'll show up on your dashboard like this. This is one that I created for EPCC. And notice here, I'm going to show you right now. Notice these options right here. Notice if I click on this, copy, it's going to save me a lot of time because any other school that I want to apply to, all I have to do, like I said, is hit copy and then you paste it to any other college of your choice. So it's that simple. Just create one application and then you copy and paste it to the other 2 or to as many as you want. Next, what you're going to do is, once you have it on your dashboard, right here, you're going to get a list of all the applications you submitted on your dashboard. You can take a screenshot of this with your phone. Now save it, and I'm going to tell you what to do next. Now you log into your Clever account. Why do I need to do that? Well, because that's how you're going to confirm to Del Valle that you have submitted your applications. Log into Clever. Open up the account, Zello, Xello. Once you open it up, you go to assignments. Once you're in assignments, you choose college applications. And then you upload that screenshot that you took of the dashboard of Applied Texas. And that's all it takes. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at smoreno28@yisd.net. If it's a specific question for your counselor, then I will forward that email to your counselor. But if not, you can send me any questions you might have for college applications.
Hello seniors, my name is Julián Martinez, Student Council President. We're happy to announce that we will celebrate our graduation, time and place to be determined. If you have not ordered your graduation regalia, please do so at suncitygradservices.com. Herf Jones will be here next Wednesday, March 10th from 4:30 to 5:30 to pick up any ordered regalia. We hope to see you soon in any upcoming events. Stay safe.
Hello seniors, I am Gilberto Lopez, your senior class president. I am excited to announce that this Friday we will be having our senior sunrise, so I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday. We are planning on having more events as the months come by, but this is to be announced. Also, as graduation years, please don't forget to keep up with your grades with lots of credit and anything that will prevent you from walking across the stage.